Hey, it's Tpok, and I'm back in Hate Plus. Start of day 2. Okay, fine, Hune, you can tell him that, but after that, we're getting back to reading. Thank you. Hi, Mr. Investigator. So, you know how it's traditional to wear a new hanbok to bring in the new year, right? Well, I thought I'd design a new one for me. I'm really proud of it. The cosplay interface is a little different now, but I think it should be easy to figure out. I tried to convince Mute to let me make her a new one too, but she wouldn't let me. I won't have you dressing me up, okay? I don't trust your taste. Besides, I already just changed anyway. This outfit has a lot of sentimental value to me, okay? Just think of it as being my new hanbok. Well, I do think it's cute, especially the hair. Okay, can we just get back to serious business now? All this cosplay stuff kind of ruins the mood. Like, what is even the point of bringing it up in the middle of serious history? It's so pointless. Especially those ridiculous pants. You're just embarrassing yourself. Jeez, it's not pointless at all. It's something I really enjoy doing. Besides, this isn't seamstressing something that women are supposed to like, even according to you. Well, sure, but it's just pandering, no matter how you try to justify it. Well, geez, maybe I'd like to pander a little. What do you think? You don't mind me having fun pandering to you a little, Mr. Investigator, right? I'm gonna go nope, of course not. Great. Okay, fine, whatever, I don't care. But please, can we get back to the reading now? I want to find out what happened, okay? If you want to be frivolous on the side, whatever. But can we not keep wasting time? Very well. But I think you should switch me over to the new hanbok first. I think you'd like it. Sure, let's do that. I clicked you. There. Can I talk? It's a very different hairstyle. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, awkward. I don't have any. Okay. So I gotta disable you guys. Extract new messages. Oh, I want personal photos. I want that. Don't pick the flowers. Oh, is that girl again, I think. I hope. I hope it is. Hi. Don't pick the flowers review. Oh. Wait, mixed sex theater. I don't know about that. Huh? What do you mean? She looks a lot like Shizune right now. Just gonna throw that out there. With the glasses and the short hair. Attention-getting headline. The Silver Eternity's production of Don't Pick the Flowers is the current pinnacle of modern theater, with Hyo Aejong and Lee Tae-mi giving their finest performances to date. This ever-lovely Aejong has always been one of our favorite stars ever since the publication started, but for the past half year it's been obvious to even the casual theater goer that her career has been somewhat of a slump. In one of her recent performances, she was so visibly spaced out she completely missed cues and delivered many of the show's important monologues with the stiffness of a stale noodle. But I can only speculate as to why, but it's been troubling to watch. Lately, however, we've seen a real return to her previous form. Aejong is as enchanting as a dream, and her on-stage chemistry with the co-star Tammy produces unbelievably convincing tension. For 3 hours she becomes the perfect embodiment of love and scorn, taking you through the play's myriad complex turns and betrayals. And make no mistake, wouldn't you have to worry about passions running too high? If you say so. This is a difficult play. Don't Pick the Flowers presents the story of a charismatic veteran Earth politician Anna Harper, Hyo Ae-jong, whose charm belies a vicious revenge plot against the seductive serial killer Ansu, Lee Tae-mi, in yet another cross-dressing role. A playboy who uses his status to escape the law, as a chilling story of manipulation, and the entire play is a duel of wit and charm between the two, a complicated dance where one is never sure who is ahead until the end. In the hands of a less skilled cast or any other director, it could be a mess, but Ae-jong and Tae-mi are entrancing, and when done right, the confusion only helps to sell their roles even more. If you only see one play this year, it absolutely must be this. I don't know what's happened to Ae-jong to bring her back to her grace, but we're all the better for it. 5 stars. Don't Pick the Flowers currently being performed at the Silver Eternity Theater. Okay. There's Ho So-young. Who's that? That's not. It's Ae-jong. It's the one I like the story is about. Stipend amendment. Oh, it's one of these again. Next on the agenda is the proposed amendment to the Consolidation of the Noble Class Act. I'm tabling this one personally. You can find the relevant text in the 8th appendix. It's short, it's just filling the loophole in how the Nobility stipend is distributed. I've mentioned this before. Can we keep this one short so we can get it to the part of the agenda that's not important? That is important. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this, but what Counselor Kim said. I'll just read out the entire text of the amendment. The Nobility stipend will only be distributed to the patrilineal family lines as officially registered, and not paid twice to married couples. I can't recall seeing any report on this ever. Is it really a widespread problem? Why would it be any different? Are you saying we should let people break the spirit of the rules just because it's not widespread? This does sound an awful lot like pedantry. Alright, sorry, withdrawn. Does anyone object to this, or can we have the vote and move on? Let the record indicate there are no objections, and therefore a vote will be automatically called. How does the counselor vote? Fine. Counselor of Engineering and Science is in favor. The Counselor of Education is in favor. The Counselor of Security is in favor of moving on. In favor. The Counselor of Culture is in favor. The Counselor of State is in favor, I guess. Okay, I don't understand what's noteworthy about this. I'm glad it's not just me. Counselor of Agriculture is in favor. The Counselor of Captaincy is in favor. The amendment passes unanimously. Right, moving on to the main topic of the agenda. I guess it's because I'm gonna say it's important because no one really cares. They're like, I'm in favor, I guess. They're just kinda passing stuff along. Pay cut. Sounds like hard work. So that's what it's like to be an adult? Not when it's like it's what it's like to be a woman with bad priorities. Apartment status, no time to make the bed this morning. All dishes washed, drying rack full. Floors probably need to be swept at some point this week. I'll do it when I'm less annoyed. In the past month, in addition to research work that is my actual job description, I have organized 3 successful maintenance projects, compiled over a dozen sets of minutes, and learned a recently resigned secretary's filing system in order to explain to a co-worker. To say nothing of the many smaller contributions I have asked to make, all of which seem unrelated to my research. This is the hardest I've worked in my life, and I'm proud of what I've done. Despite this, today I had to take a pay cut When I was called into the research chief's office, I expected the opposite. A commendation for exemplary work would have been warranted. Some manner of praise. Given the current economic standards, a promotion would have been unlikely, regardless of the fact it is very much due. Instead, my hourly pay will be reduced by 10% effective immediately. That's fair. I don't think that's fair. Where are you coming up with this? I'm sorry, it's nothing personal, he told me. Just between you and me, I've been really impressed by your work. I appreciate it, and all I'm afraid is just a matter of department-wide policy. We've been asked to cut costs on all high-risk employees and put them towards training costs. I'm sure you understand. No, I said, I don't understand. Elaborate. In what manner am I high risk? It means at risk of quitting. I mean, really, it's because you've got more options now, but we have to compensate for that somehow. Lately, because the whole motherhood credit thing, we've been losing a lot of highly qualified women. I mean, I'm sure you understand, he said. I didn't. I guess even in a time when women were allowed to work, things were complicated. That's why things were complicated? If you decide to quit and have children, it's going to be expensive to train a replacement, especially one as qualified as you. I have no intention of having children at 24, I told him, or at any other point in the foreseeable future. The concern is unwarranted. What? But that's the best age to have children at. Well, statistically speaking, as a married woman, you are. Personally, I believe you, because I know you well. I'm sure you're not lying. But I can't make an exception for anyone who says that. If I did, anyone could say that, and we'd still have a huge problem. I was unable to think of anything appropriate to say, and found the suggestion upsetting. I understand where this guy's coming from, but I would not just pay cut the women? Pay cut the men as well? I mean, you can see the logic in that, right? I can show you the actuarial reports if you'd like, he offered. Please do that, I said. After I'd returned home from work, I had a chance to review them, and unsurprisingly, they are consistent with what he had said. I could find no grounds under which to criticize their numbers. They seemed to be based on solid research. But if you think it all checks out, you'll understand that it's fair, right? That's just how it goes, statistically speaking, he said. I can't argue with that logic, I finally admitted. I hoped that when I got home the reports would be problematic and I could criticize them. I knew you'd be rational about it, he told me. That's why I'm glad you're still with us. You're definitely a logic-minded person. You understand how statistics work. And really, given how hard you work, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't just a temporary loss. You're well on the way for a promotion. I was uncertain as to how to argue with that, too. I was intended to take it as a compliment, and so it seemed like the only thing to do. He was right, of course. I could see the logic, and I am unable to argue with it. I guess a woman getting emotional about things like that can't be helped. I guess. Seeing the logic has yet to have any mitigating effect on my annoyance at the matter, however. Do you think maybe we could talk? Sure. What's up? So, this is kind of embarrassing to bring up. But that's not going to stop you, is it? Well, all these people sure seem to talk about sex a lot, don't they? I'm gonna say, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, I guess it is. But... What? But? Yes, it really is. But do you think maybe that's something you'd, like to talk about? Oh, jeez. She wants that option? Okay. Yes, actually. Well, if it's talking about it with you, I'm sure it's fine. But is that really okay? I just find it really surprising that everyone pre-year 0 talks about that so directly. Plus, reading about Soyu and her husband, it feels like she is controlling things. That's, well, really different from my marriage. What are you trying to say? Well, it's... never mind. I just feel like, yes? Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, I can't say it. It's just too embarrassing. Forget I said anything. Let's just go back to reading together. No, this embarrassing tsundere act needs to stop, like, right now. So, say what you were thinking. I can't, it's too embarrassing. Well, I don't know. What do you think, Mr. Investigator? Should she get off the hook for wasting her time like that? So those invoke the same response. This, I think she's kind of upset with me. Ah, okay. Looks like you're off the hook this time, Hyune. Don't do that again. I'm sorry, thanks, Mr. Investigator, for understanding. Right, let's get back to work with no more of this nonsense, okay? Okay. Ooh, I've got something unread in my inbox. Layover on Earth. A 24-hour layover on Earth that can be brutal for most travelers, but it doesn't have to be. With the most spaceports linked by orbital rail transit, taking a day trip on the surface has never been easier. Remember, the days on Earth are traditionally segmented into 7 per week, with most regions observing 1 or 2 of these days off. Make sure you're not trying to visit during a weekend day or you might be terribly disappointed. Here's some of your favorite lesser frequented day trips that anyone can experience on Earth. Pyongyang Gardens. Open to the public all days, but tours available on Monday or Tuesday. Like most major metropolitan areas in the regions, Pyongyang is climatized to a year-long comfortable spring, so while the countryside will be buried in snow in February, the city itself is nice and warm, perfect for watching the flowers bloom on its famous rooftop gardens. That's cool. That seems to be messing up the seasons, though. Lake City Ruins. Experience a guided tour through the preserved ruins of Lake City to see a glimpse of quaint 23rd century life. Tour routes are well marked, well monitored, and completely safe for any visitor. For those not interested in long hikes, a trip on the recently restored electric underground rail system is still a must-see. Is that like a metro? I guess so. Atlantis Science Museum. Closed on Sunday mornings. All of the Science Museum's exhibits are worth visiting, but the current special holography. I don't know how to say that word for some reason. Exhibits on both dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals and the Lunar War are absolutely outstanding and must be seen, plus a 3-hour trip counts as your annual education requirement. It's just going to show that learning can be fun. I want that as a requirement. Tourism Earth? It's like go to a museum and you just counts as a class? That's awesome. Rendezvous in the dark. Okay. So young. How unprofessional. I have absolutely nothing to report today. The Mongonghua Flower Festival is utterly boring and I still do not enjoy the celebrations. The plaza was peaceful, 0 arrests were needed, and the decreased security presence shipwide has led to no negative ramifications. My cruel boss still makes me write these things, even if nothing of note happens, though. So here I am filling up space out of boredom. I've noticed that Mute has updated her appearance again recently. There's a lot more silver hair mixed in with her blonde, and she's been wearing it short. I'm really enjoying her new suits that seem to be all about narrow-waisted vests instead of jackets. It cuts a strong silhouette, and it feels really intimidating. I'm so happy to see her dressed like that. when the fashion lately has been for women to wear long dresses that seem less imposing. She's really done the opposite. Suits. I knew the past was uncivilized, but old mute too. I bet you'd look good in one too. I think she's more gorgeous. She's the most gorgeous she's ever looked. Gray hair and all. I mean, I always feel outclassed by her, and I know she's got 1,600 years on me. But I'm glad she's starting to look older at the same time I'm feeling like it. I wonder how often she changes her visual age. I wonder, regardless, she still makes it look so good. She's been doing this thing lately where she'll light a cigarette by snapping her fingers, then blow smoke at dramatic moments and say something like, how inappropriate? Say something like, just watch me. It's just enough to make even the coolest people's hearts skip a beat. I bet it would make Mr. Investigator's heart skip a beat too. I don't care about that, okay? And that is for my report for today. Can I replace you with a large potted plant? Do not ever do this again, So Young. It's embarrassing on every level and not the point of daily reports. I will replace you with a large potted houseplant if you ever turn in a report this unprofessional again, okay? Mute. Okay. I'm gonna end it here, guys, and we'll pick it up next time. So yeah, thanks for watching.